fact, read that.
And that's why America has to work on they're so-called trying to work on this missile defense program,
Right.
because they know that all these people got their missiles aimed over here at America.
That's right. And then the reason why they want to do that, see, America, the reason why they want to work on their missile defense system, the place where they want to set it up at is in Europe.
Right.
But then some of the places in Europe that they want to set it up at are old provinces of the former USSR, or the United Soviet Socialist Republic. You know, so the Russians, they got a problem with that. That's why they said, look, if you set up these different missile defense systems, fuck you. You know, you can't just be setting up your shit around here, because then you're gonna be able to strike us. Because what happened was, going back to the time when Nikola Tesla was on the scene. Nikola Tesla, which is where America got the HARP program from, he built this thing called a scalar wave. It's a scalar wave weapon, right? And what it is you could use it offensively, you could use it defensively. But America didn't want to touch it. So what he did was he went over into Europe, over to that side of the world, and the Russians ended up taking on the scalar wave technology, and that's why they're able to either defend, or they could be on the defensive or on the offensive. And America can't. But that was all spiritual, and we're gonna get into that. You got something?
Yep, come. Joel chapter 3 verse 9.
Beautiful.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Right. So the Lord said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Why? Why does it say prepare war? Because at one time no nation can come against America. Now the nations are waking up, so to speak. And matter of fact, after that, get Isaiah 14. The nations are waking up, because now the Most High has given them the technology and the power to go against this America that has been pushing these nations around for the longest, and they getting tired of America shit. You know, these other nations, they ain't gonna put up with America shit no more. Go ahead.
Right. It says, wake up the mighty men.
Right, wake up the mighty men. In other words, get those military men and these other nations that used to be military men, whether they out there farming, on their land, or whether they working and busting their ass being a family man. Wake them up, get them ready for war. Go ahead.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Right, let them all draw near. Go ahead.
Let them come up.
Go ahead.
Beat your plowshares into swords.
Go ahead.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, so take all your farming utensils and make weapons out of them. And that's what Russia was doing for a long time. They were taking all the money that they received, the foreign aid, whatever type of money that was coming in for agriculture, for whatever, and they were using it to build up their arsenal. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, let the weak say I am strong.
Let the weak say I am strong. In other words, all these different third world countries at one time that America used to push around, go into their land, kick them around, shoot them, beat them down, like Iran and these other countries that America was going around, kicking them in the ass, so to speak. Now they can't mess with them. Why? Because now they got the missile. Yep. That's why it says, let the weak say I am strong. Go ahead.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen.
Right. Go ahead.
And gather yourselves together round about.
Right. Now before we read on there, I want to go back. Just hold that verse, 11th verse. Go to the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. And
straight to it. 10?
Yeah, go to the 9th verse.
9th verse. Isaiah chapter 14 verse 9. Hell from
I'm sorry, brother. Start at 6.
Start at 6? Okay,
yeah.
No problem. Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke.
And that's what America has been doing. All throughout America's history, all they've been doing, when they first came here to the Americas, what did they do? They persecuted the North American Indians, which is the tribe of Gad. They brought Jake over here, and what did they do? They persecuted the tribe of Judah. Mm-hmm. They went down into the Caribbean islands, down into South America, Central America, the other down into like Florida and those areas where the so-called Seminoles, which are the tribe of Reuben, they were messing with them. They were putting a continual stroke on the so-called Mexicans, which is the tribe of Issachar. Yep. They was going all around the world, putting hell on all these different nations with a continual stroke. They wouldn't stop. So now, go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted.
Now he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted. That's why when these devils, the military, American military, goes into these other nations and they catch them motherfuckers, they put hell on them.
Yeah.
what was that? Was that Somalia where they were dragging
Yep.
back in the 90s? They had the troops, American troops, went down into Somalia, and they were dragging crackers through the streets, hanging them, dismembering them. All right. There was a video recently where they showed these Arabs, and they had crackers and military fatigues, and they were taking them and sawing their fucking heads off with knives. You know, they would just cut their throat, let the blood spit out, let the devil, you know, just gasp for his last breath, and then just continue to just start sawing his head off with a knife and pulling his head from off his torso or from off his shoulders. You know, because these nations are pissed off, man. So it says, "He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted." Go ahead.
And none hindered.
And none hinder. There's nobody that's going to stop that. You know why? Because everybody is seeing the wickedness of America. They're seeing all the foul shit that America has done. They're tired of it. And then when honestly, when they look at it, they glad that you're getting your ass kicked. Just like these cops. Right now, these cops are getting dealt with. You know, you got out there in California, they're setting up booby traps. These different gangs out there. Whether it's the gangs that's doing it or whoever's doing it, these cops is getting messed up out there in California, man.
And the East Coast too, they starting to get shot more often too. Up in New York, Connecticut. One dude rode up on the pigs with a rifle the other day. You pigs, you through, man. You just, first of all, and that's why the elites got what's called the International Police Force, man.
Interpol, yep.
Interpol, okay, and then the National Guards, because they know that you cops, you gonna, when this thing really, right now, you fucking some of these people up.
Yep.
But when this thing really gets on, you gonna get wiped out, man.
Hey, well, you know what? They have this survey or this questionnaire that they give the U.S. troops, and in the questionnaire, they, you know, the first 7 questions are basic questions, you know, like where did they serve, what branch of the military they're in, where do they live, so on and so forth. But then after that, they started asking questions like, excuse me, matter of fact, let me hold on for 1 second. I just want to, you know, just bring it out so I can say it in the correct order. I have a copy of it here. It's called Joint Services Training Combat Arms Survey. So this is a survey among these you know, whether it's National Guard, Reserve, or the actual regular Army. Now the second set of questions is, do you feel that U.S. combat troops should be used within the U.S. and bordering countries for any of the following missions? Drug enforcement, which the police already do that.
Right.
Disaster relief, like hurricanes, floods, fires, earthquakes, which supposedly FEMA's supposed to do that. Security at national events, Olympic Games, Super Bowl, etc. Environmental disaster cleanup, including toxic and nuclear. Why are they going to mention nuclear? Because they plan on doing something. It says substitute teachers and school workers in public schools.
All right. They having all this violence